Alright, welcome to a very interesting video that it might seem like I've made before. It's about transit cameras in Seattle. Remember when I said in my transit cameras video that it would be cool to have some live cameras in downtown Seattle or just the general area to be able to watch some transit? Okay, let me take you through the same journey that I went through. If you search up on Google or whatever for live cameras in Seattle, you will most likely find the EarthCam one for downtown Seattle camp. And you can see buses through here. You'll see rapid ride buses and you'll see buses on Denny Way. I have been through that area on Denny Way, which is crazy. And honestly, I was satisfied with this camera for about a year, and I would watch it quite frequently. But secretly, I wanted more. I even went so far as to email King County Metro about this, saying, oh, I think it would be a cool idea to place a camera at 4th Avenue and Jackson Street, where you can see streetcars passing, trolley buses going. It's an insane intersection, and I've talked about it before. It's wild to watch. So, yeah, I even went as far as to email King County Metro about this. Folks, I have been enlightened to the world of traffic cameras. So, Seattle has the SDOT, their Department of Transportation, and there's a website that contains a whole bunch of traffic cameras, many of which are live. None of them have sound, to my knowledge, and not all of them are actually live. Some of them are just a picture that updates periodically. But many of them are live, and many of them feature transit. The website gives you this map of cameras that you can click on, which is pretty cool. So if you know the area, then you can just find your way around and click on cameras, and many of these buttons that you click on have multiple cameras within them. Now, think back to when I said, oh, it would be cool to have a camera at 4th and Jackson in downtown Seattle. In fact, here's a clip from my transit cameras video where I said that. I think this is a good idea. At 4th Avenue and Jackson, 4th and Jackson in downtown Seattle, the King Street station is there. So Amtrak trains are going through there all the time. Sounder trains, Seattle's commuter trains, go through there on weekday rush. But unless you've actually been to downtown Seattle yourself, you have no idea how much transit runs on those streets. I was there back in April 2021 and filmed some stuff out of the hotel window, which is basically where this intersection is. I believe it's closer to kind of 2nd-ish Avenue. Seattle streets are kind of weird, but there are some views, and there was a part in one of my videos where I was like, wow, look at this shot, and there were just buses everywhere. That I would watch. When I was in Seattle, I would sit by that hotel window and just keep watching and watching and watching as vehicles passed. So I immediately went and I clicked on the intersection there at 4th and Jackson Street, and I found I-5 and Yesler Street. And it was not live. Well, that's not the intersection I wanted, but okay, cool. I guess I'll have to keep searching. I guess these cameras are more so for highways and freeways. And oh, wait a minute. There's a next button. Wait, what's the next camera? Wait, 4th and Jackson? Well, wait a minute. That's what I'm talking about. 4th and Jackson. That's the intersection right there. If you click the video button, it will begin to stream live, and you can watch it. You can full screen these if you want. And it works on mobile if you want to watch them on your phone. It's really cool. So these cameras do have some issues and are sometimes down. And the stream is about a minute behind, but better than nothing. They actually work. And there, as you see, there are cameras everywhere. I will link this page down below where you can actually click on the map and click on all these different cameras, but I'm going to tell you some of my favorites. Now, you don't have to hunt through the map to try and find the cameras I'm talking about. There's a sidebar where you can open it up, and there's a little section thing where you can do central, northern, eastern, all these different areas. And you can click on them, and then it will give you a long list of cameras in alphabetical order. And I will be telling you my favorite cameras based on that. That's kind of hard to explain in words. So here are my major favorite cameras from the downtown section for all the cameras. So if you go into the sidebar and you go for all the categories that they have for where the cameras are, the locations. You go to downtown, and it gives you a big, long list of cameras in downtown. 4th and Jackson is, of course, my favorite to watch, probably because, well, mostly my favorite to watch, just because, again, this intersection is insane during rush hour. Also, these are PTZ cameras, pan, tilt, and zoom, so sometimes the angles will be different, so don't expect, sometimes the cameras aren't really recording transit, or sometimes it'll be zoomed in on something that doesn't even make sense, or whatever. So just keep that in mind if you're clicking through these and it's like, we're zoomed in on a sidewalk, or something. Yeah, well, check back in a couple days or something, it'll probably be on something else. But anyway, 4th and Jackson, that's a really good one. 4th and Washington is another really good one. 3rd and Yesler. Now, 3rd Avenue is the super busy avenue. It's basically like the Portland Transit Mall, except it's a two-way street, and cars are allowed to drive on it, although I believe it's not really recommended. But anyway, 3rd Avenue in downtown Seattle. 3rd and Yesler is a pretty good camera because it's very head-on down 3rd Avenue. But there are many times where the camera is just looking down the side on Yesler and you can't really see much of anything in the way of buses. But there's another really good one, and this is probably my second favorite camera to watch. 3rd and University Street. A nice clear camera that's placed up high to where you can see all the buses right in the middle of 3rd Avenue, right by the University Street Link station. It's a really cool spot to watch. You can see hybrid buses, electric trolley buses, rapid ride buses, anything you could possibly imagine. It's crazy. Here are some other more minor 3rd Avenue cameras in case any of those other ones aren't working. 3rd and Columbia, Seneca, Spring, Stewart, Union, and Wall. Want to watch the monorail? Check out the 5th and Washington camera. Or, underneath the Magnolia and Queen Anne section of cameras, you might be able to find 5th and Broad. Want to watch some streetcars? You can do that too. There's Jackson and Maynard in the downtown cameras. In the east cameras, there's Broadway and James, as well as Broadway and Pike, NS, so looking north-south along the street. And if you want to watch the South Lake Union streetcar, you've got Westlake and Denny Way, which I believe that camera is in the Lake Union section. And now for some Sounder Train cameras. Lately, this camera has not been looking at the tracks at all, but 4th and Holgate is a great one to look at a crossing. But unfortunately, it's kind of been angled pretty much everywhere except for the tracks for like the last 2 months. So that one's kind of, eh. There's also Atlantic Street, 4th and Atlantic Street, where it's a bit higher up on a bridge, and usually you can at least sort of see the Amtrak trains and Sounder trains. They both use this. So yeah, if you want to watch Sounder trains, that's a great way to do it. And those cameras are all in the Greater Duwamish cameras, and so are these next ones for Link and additional buses, so Link Light Rail as well as some other bus lines. These are Lander Street and South Overpass, MLK and Dakota, MLK and Norfolk, and Rainier Avenue and MLK. Well, if you guys find any other cool transit cameras that you think would be cool to watch, definitely list them down below. There's a lot to unpack here because there's a lot of publicly accessible traffic cameras in Seattle, which I think is really, really cool to see. So thank you for watching this, and I will see you next time.